So I call this pushing peanut butter. I came here after the rain, got puddles sitting on top, but we've got 3 sunny days. Sunny with a little bit of wind, so even overnight, that wind will help dry this. But having lots of standing water, it just doesn't leave fast enough. There's too much volume of water for it to evaporate in that amount of time. So what I've done is I've pushed some clay off this bank onto here to act like a sponge. It's drier, and I've just slowly walked it right through, and like a squeegee, it took that standing water and it walked it all down there, and it churned it in as we were going, of course, so it made it even tackier than what it was, but it took the bulk of the water off except for that little puddle right there, but I can't get close to that because of the asphalt edge. So now that I've got so much volume of water off of here, the chances of this drying sufficiently in the next few days is better. Yeah, it's ugly. I kind of will have to clean it up again. But I mean, that's okay, because this bank here has got to be cut back like another 10 feet. That's going to generate a lot of that nice yellow sandy clay dirt that's going to be dry because clay is impervious. So even though we had rain only an inch or so down, especially on a slope, one sunny day and this will be really quite dry. So you're not going to dig down here and find a mud pit. What you're going to do is dig down and find pretty dry dirt compared to on this flat ground. So that dry dirt will get pushed out to raise this height with another lift or maybe even 2. For a place to efficiently push that dirt rather than having to truck it off. You know, then you got to load it and haul it, pay a haul bill. So that dirt will get spread on that pad. That will raise the height of this ground, which reduces the differential height from that part of the cutout hill to this part. So as this rises up, that means even less runoff needs to come this way because this is higher and it sheds better. So, and obviously I'm going to have to work out the drainage that way and the drainage this way. The primary drainage has to be down here, but what you see here is just this really goopy peanut butter consistency. And yeah, I'm going below grade now from what I want to be, but I'm going to push that out and the water is going to go with it. I'm going to get to drier stuff. So I'm going to push that out. The water's going to go with it. I'm going to take this spoil collection and send it that way and windrow it to dry because it's saturated now like a sponge or like a wet towel. What do? You hang it out on a line. You hang it out on a clothesline to dry. So once I get that stuff pushed out of there, then I can fill back in with that drier dirt that I have to move anyway. Now, the next challenge is I got to cut a handful of trees here before this building comes in and before the rock comes in. Because once I do the rock, I don't want to be driving over it, jacking it all up. So these trees have got to go, but we've got to get them over to the road so I can get loaded on a trailer. And I guess the right thing to do is probably push this clay out of the way so the sun can get on this right now, get the maximum amount of daylight drying time, and then I'll probably start cutting and see how well once I buck some logs out of these, we'll see if the crawler loader or if the skid steer is able to pick some of these bigger logs. I think it will, but can it drive over this? So the question is, maybe it's smarter for me to stage them. I should probably cut them and stage them up in the shade over here so that they don't check in the sun. And then when it gets drier or when we get the rock down, then we can come across without doing any damage and get them loaded on the trailer. So that's my thought process. What do you think? Am I an idiot? Am I doing it wrong? That usually brings people out of the woodwork. Put that in the comments down below. Tell me how stupid I am.